The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
And it's Friday.
I've created a monster, cause nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want shady, I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want shady, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of weed mixed with some hard liquor, some vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not cooperating. When I'm rocking the table while he's operating. Hey! You waited this long to stop debating, cause I'm back, I'm on the brag and ovulating. I know that you got a job, Miss Cheney, but your husband's heart problem's complicating. So the FCC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me.
Let's go. It is Friday. You made it. We're here. We're going to get you 4 hours closer to the weekend, whenever you got planned. Check in with us, 312-591-8300. Give us that proof of life check-in here in a kind of in our gloomy morning here, as Brian and Kenzie have Glass Animals tickets coming up at 8:10 in Clash with Kenzie. We have at 9 o'clock Red Hot Chili Peppers, a chance to go see them anywhere you want to go. Put those times in your phone. Be ready for that. And Tiki Barrett's going to stop by the studio. Former singer of the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, Jimmy Kimmel announcer, among other things. He'll stop by around 7:20. He's got a show with his new band at the House of Blues, The Defiant. That's tonight. We'll have tickets for that, and we'll have a great chat with him because he's always interesting dude. What a history of the ska-core scene. Mm-hmm. They kind of invented that, the ska-core.
I don't know if they invented that.
I mean, kind of, I would say the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones were in that world of the big, most popular ska combined hardcore band in that era, late 90s, in the 2000s. There's one that's bigger I'm not thinking of. As far as the biggest, most, they were not, that song.
No, certainly the most popular.
That song made it to #1 on the Billboard charts. Like, beat out like Madonna.
That's good stuff. That's a great song.
Yeah.
Great song.
Yeah.
I'm excited to have men.
Yeah, many jamborees, and of course all the old, Q101 shows, the Christmas shows, all that. So excited to have him in. Also, we've got Case reviewing The Naked Gun today. Now, this is a programming note because he was supposed to review Ghostbusters.
That's right.
But then OJ died.
And that changes everything.
It's been 20 hours since we broke the news, only a couple seconds after TMZ did it. Our sources got to it. I missed it again. We just don't pay like $300,000 for that info like they do.
It's probably I don't have a man on the street journalist I can turn to let me know up-to-date celebrity deaths.
That sucks. We were just right there. So yesterday, right when we got off the air, it's like, oh my God, OJ died. And then we go, okay, here's Lauren.
Yeah. I'm sure she's going to play cannons here in a minute. Yeah, but sit tight.
But I've got to say, the phrase in the last 20 hours of either seeing or hearing on network news, and I wish I could have had time to make a montage. I just didn't have time to do it.
Now you got the baby, stuff.
The baby, you've got all kinds of stuff going on. But it was everybody leading into the story saying, and now we talk about the complicated history of OJ Simpson. And that's everybody, the word complicated. If we could get an algorithm, something on AI to find out how much that was used yesterday in the last 24 hours, complicated. And I find it fascinating that just no one wants to just say it. They want to dance around it. He was a wonderful football player, tremendous actor, and murderer. Well, you see, it's complicated because he was talented, but he killed people. Really, really rough situation. And then he got away with it.
I know.
And the word complicated, I just think was abused in the last 24 hours.
It was certainly the hot word of the day.
Yeah. The complicated history of OJ. We'll get back to it in a minute. But first, sports.
And then they show OJ running highlights. They're like, look at this dude.
That's what was weird. Sports Center did basically a recap of his career that was kind of like they were doing Tom Brady. And I was going, are they going to say anything here? I understand. Listen, the stats are amazing. He was wonderful as a player, before the murders. Excuse me. I don't know. It just felt like everybody didn't want to just say it. And it's okay to say it because it's part of it. This is the problem with communication. Just be a little direct. He was a great football player. He was a damn funny actor. And then he's a murderer. It was complicated. It was a little complicated. I understand. Oh, just made me laugh yesterday.
It's so weird because it's not like any of us have any emotional connection to him, but trying to like wrap your head around, I guess OJ Simpson isn't alive anymore, is an odd thing to do.
Yeah.
I thought about it way more than I was anticipating.
Well, it's a little more emotional for me because I was alive during all that.
Yeah.
Like you were not even born until '99. You missed the chase. You missed the trial.
I missed everything.
It defined that mid-'90s time that was full of a lot of stuff with Kurt Cobain, losing him, and the Branch Davidians. And, there was so much in
All
that
the stars.
in that 94, 96 era. It was packed. There was no court cases on TV and pre the OJ trial.
Mm-hmm.
Like that made a whole drama of investigating someone that, wow, there's a guy who I know from football and like the Naked Gun, and he also now is on trial for murder.
Yeah, because he was, correct me if I'm wrong, but he was so famous before like an A-list celebrity. And then you're like, wait, he did what? And then there's this incredible drawn-out trial, and then the result of the trial is in question.
Yeah.
And then the guy gets arrested later for stealing his own merchandise.
Which is another whole arc that just takes another whole show to get
Exactly.
into. And he goes to jail for almost 10 years for that.
He is a murderer, but has lived one of the most fascinating lives of anybody in the history of Earth.
It's really insane, the arc of his life. And then he almost dies like a mob boss that beat everybody and died peacefully in his bed. Now, I know he died of cancer, which is terrible, of course. But he lived to 76.
Good life. I'd love to live to 76.
It's the average age that people live to in America, right around there, 78, I think it is. And so you always hear about that mob boss of he just beat every hitman, every court case, Teflon Don. Well, of course, God, he didn't. He ended up going to jail, and he died in jail.
That's too bad.
Yeah, but, it just feels like that's what he did. And then the poor families didn't get justice. Him dying at 76 is not justice, for those families. But what we can do is open the show with probably the most appropriate thing to do is the jokes that Norm Macdonald got fired from Saturday Night Live for. Norm Macdonald, what a cherished legend, also gone too soon and not appreciated enough in his time. If you've never heard these, just sit back and enjoy this next 60 seconds of what got Norm Macdonald fired for. And these jokes were in the heat of that era, right when it was all going on. He gets fired because the boss of the network at that time was buddies with OJ.
That's right, Dick Ebersol.
And they were supposed to, be irreverent, and Norm Macdonald lived up to it with these jokes.
Well, let's get to OJ. OJ Simpson's lawyers say they don't want the families of Nicole Brown and Ronald Goldman in the courtroom during the trial. They're afraid the presence of the family members will just remind OJ of how much more killing he still has to do. It was revealed this week that defense lawyer Johnny Cochran once abused his first wife. In his defense, Cochran said, "Hey, at least I didn't kill her like some people I know." This week at the O.J. Simpson trial, the infamous bloody glove was finally introduced into evidence, and O.J. didn't help his case any by blurting out, "There it is, I've been looking all over for that thing." In his book, O.J. Simpson says that he would have taken a bullet or stood in front of a train for Nicole. Man, I'm going to tell you, that is some bad luck when the one guy who would have died for you kills you. That's probably... You don't get worse luck than that. Testimony during the final week provided some spellbinding moments. In a brilliant move during closing arguments, Simpson attorney Johnny Cochran put on the knit cap prosecutors say O.J. wore the night he committed the murders. Although O.J. may have hurt his case when he suddenly blurted out, hey, easy with that. That's my lucky stabbing hat.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We are asking our great friends Fall Out Boy to re-record that song and add a line about OJ. All the stuff they did there when they redid We Didn't Start the Fire, which is about, the history from that song came out in the 80s, and then doing it again. And I swear there was a line in there that said OJ somewhere, but it was Michael Jordan.
Oh, that classic line.
Yeah. I mean, they have Sandy Hook, Columbine, Sandra Bland and Tamir Rice, ISIS, LeBron James. So they... Wait, LeBron James shouldn't be in that.
So one of those things, not like the others.
It's the next stanza there in the paragraph, but it rhymed. So Yeah, they'll have to read. Listen, we love you guys up there. If anybody's listening from the Fall Out Boy camp, just do a quick edit for us. It'd be great.
Just let us know.
Just punch in, use Pro Tools, just boom, boom, say OJ.
Call in. Just give us the acapella version of it. We'll plug it in.
We can brainstorm. We can wood shop this, work it out together on the air. Of course. We can do that.
What rhymes with, would you want to rhyme it with OJ or with Simpson?
It's got to be OJ, right?
Probably.
So what rhymes with OJ? OJ.
What rhymes with OJ?
Nothing. Let's see. I'm going to Google that real quick. What?
With just the letter J. What rhymes with J? Bay? Tay. Maybe there's a Taylor Swift joke you can make there.
Pay, stay, lay, pay, away, today, display, ray.
Okay. All right, so there's words here. Somebody on the text line, come up with your best OJ Simpson, We Didn't Start the Fire line, and we'll send it to Fall Out Boy. I have an email. I can get in touch with them.
I try to like OJ, J and Silent Bob. I'm trying. Nah, it's not working. It's not working. J. OJ. Slay. OJ Slay.
Yeah, but you have other words in there.
I know. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, I shouldn't do this.
You know what? Hold on. Real talk.
What?
Brian, you yes or no answer this question.
Yep.
Have a ticket to a songwriting class at the Chicago School of Folk Music, right?
The Old Town School of Folk.
Old Town School of Folk Music. You got to show up and be like, here's the deal. I'm doing a remix of We Didn't Start the Fire. I have to find this line for OJ. Can you guys help me figure out how to work OJ Simpson into this song?
This is a place full of hippies, too. The Old Town School, which I'm happy and excited. I love them. But I got to rhyme slay with OJ in this song. Can you guys help me?
I think you can do it.
If you guys can work on this, go for it.
Oh, God, I love our text line. They're already starting to come in.
What do we got?
OJ's Not Okay. Eclipse Solar Ray. Death. Ooh, maybe not that one.
Eclipse Solar Ray. Death to OJ.
Jury deemed that he's okay. Cody and Oswego, that's fantastic.
We got it.
So you got to come up with the few words to get to OJ in the first stanza, and then the second stanza is jury deemed that he's okay. So, given the spirit of the Fall Out Boy song, I think you just have to list off some names, and then you can end it with OJ.
OJ, LeBron James. Let's get it there. Yeah.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Well, it's time for a fact that makes your brain go. But I'm wondering if I should really do this live. We're just messing around here with the listeners. You guys, I love you guys. Love you guys so much and what you bring to the table. So I have, let's see, We Didn't Start the Fire. That's the original version, much slower than the Fall Out Boy version.
Well, Fall Out Boy's punk rock.
I know, the karaoke version.
And Billy Joel also stole this from R.E.M., but that's a separate conversation.
What, the end of the world that we know it?
Yeah.
This music sucks. Let me put it on hold. You guys
this is like failure to launch.
Yeah. We'll put this on hold. You guys came up with some amazing lyrics to turn in, We Didn't Start the Fire, adding the OJ lyrics in. And I want to give a payoff there, but I'm not happy with that. This is a show that demands perfection.
You're a perfectionist.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What you should do is go home.
Oh, Jesus.
Plug in that jazz guitar pedal Kenzie got you for Christmas. That
it's
blues
it's
guitar
a blues
pedal,
one, yeah.
And make a little We Didn't Start the Fire cover.
So go home now and do that?
No. Go home at 10.
Oh.
We're here live until 10, Brian.
All right, we got a lot going on today.
A lot going on. Dickie Barrett, formerly of the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, in studio in about an hour.
Okay, not even.
Not even. We got what? Glass Animals tickets, 8:20.
Yep.
Red Hot Chili Peppers tickets, 9 o'clock.
All that stuff.
And a fact that makes your brain go boom now.
Right. All right, I'll stay.
So let's do that. And then we'll talk way more about OJ in probably 30 minutes.
Okay. Not even. It's a complicated history. As the news said all day, it's complicated. God. Oh, well, just some of the things, it's 30 years now. It was June, actually, 30 years ago. So that will be coming up. But so close to the time of what was going on in Chicago and the country and the world around that time. For example, we talked about last week, Kurt Cobain. We lost him a week ago, 30 years ago. But also The Lion King on June 15th at theaters. And that's literally almost a day of. Think about that. The Lion King came out
2 days before the car chase, because the car chase was June 17th.
Yes, the murders happened June 12th.
Wow, so sandwiched right in the middle.
How do you promote The Lion King in the middle of that? I mean, it's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah.
It did well, too. As far as I know, it didn't suffer from the coverage.
No, Brian, it was highly successful.
Well, sometimes things you go back 30 years, they weren't as successful as you think in the theaters, but just by...
No, this one cleaned up.
Okay.
Have you seen The Lion King? That doesn't seem like something you'd watch.
I've seen it.
But why? You didn't have kids when The Lion King came out.
Can't I be somebody of that age and watch The Lion King and enjoy it?
I don't know. I don't know if you can. I'm sure other people can. But did you go see The Lion King in theaters alone?
Possibly.
Oh, that's weird.
What a movie.
I think it's good stuff.
Emotional.
Yeah. It teaches you about fatherhood, about loss.
Yeah. Which I didn't understand at that time. Now I do.
No, you were cold and heartless at the time.
Up until just a year and a half ago, I was. All right, that's crazy. Michael Jackson married Lisa Marie Presley May 26th, 30 years ago.
So that was a fake marriage, right? I mean, legally they were married, but you don't think they loved each other, do you?
I don't know. They did a really awkward kiss on like the MTV either
it was
movie,
the VMAs, right?
The VMAs, where they came out and like he kind of just like lunged at her and like a dog licking your face because you have peanut butter on it.
Uh-huh.
That's what the kiss looked like. And she didn't. She pulled back and kind of just gives weird smile. It was weird. It was weird. Rest in peace for her now.
I know.
God.
I've fallen into a weird Michael Jackson wormhole lately where I'm just trying to understand how his life happened the way that it did. I don't know why that started, but I've been watching. There's not a lot of Michael Jackson interviews out there, but I've been watching all that I can lately.
Yeah, well, it's complicated.
It is. Very complicated legacy of Michael Jackson.
I hope everybody else is wondering why the news can't say anything else, but it's complicated, the OJ history. But that's what they said yesterday and even this morning. Also, number one songs in the country over this stretch. Sign by Ace of Base. I saw the sign.
Whoa, what happened to your voice?
It's not that. I know. I can't go that high.
You can't do a We Didn't Start the Fire cover if you can't do Ace of Base.
I know. I maybe I need some more.
You need some help.
Vodka. You know this. You know this song. Where's the hook? Okay, I was trying to get it. That's 30 years ago. Now, the song I'm going to say after that, I'm not going to play, but R. Kelly's Bump and Grind was also hot on the charts.
Well, a very complicated legacy.
Why is everybody so complicated?
That R. Kelly leaves behind.
These good level people that are really bad people, really. God.
Everybody should try today to define somebody in their lives as having a complicated legacy. That is going to be our joke throughout the entire show today.
Oh, I got one right now in my family. I just can't say it.
Was it your wife?
No. Not pretty close family, not my brothers or moms and dads. But instantly I thought it was one person. It's pretty close. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
But complicated.
Because every news outlet yesterday referred to the complicated legacy of OJ Simpson, and we're wondering why they can't just come out and say,
murderer alleged. Sure, he was a great running back and pretty funny in the movies, but also in a 1 in 57 billionth chance didn't do it. That's what the blood sample was, by the way. The third blood sample in the court case, it was a 1 in 57 billionth chance it wasn't his blood.
Wow.
Was not his blood.
Well, he beat the odds.
He got the one.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so that happened. But no complicated history with Ace of Base. They're delightful as far as I know.
As far as I know. God. I would hate for something bad to happen with Ace of Base.
God, if something comes out about them, let's call it a day.
Let's pack it in.
God, stop doing everything. They were so pure, so wholesome.
There's one on the text line. I don't know if it's in your notes, but so many people on the text line have said it. I want to be sure to mention it.
Okay.
The complicated legacy of Tanya Harding. She attacked Nancy Kerrigan 30 years ago.
Is it complicated, though?
Well, I don't know. She was very talented at figure skating.
Yeah, it's kind of one-sided, though. She was good. I think her whole thing is she was never the sweetheart, though. Like, OJ was a sweetheart before all this. He was charming.
We're going to review The Naked Gun at 8:50 today. I watched the first one for the first time ever. Not, I guess, in tribute, but just because we were so enthralled by the story yesterday.
Yeah.
He was an incredibly charming actor.
Yeah, like Nancy Kerrigan was the charming one that got hit. The why?
Yes.
Why?
America's sweetheart.
Yeah. And Tanya Harding was just more of the... I didn't see that movie. I heard Margot Robbie was unbelievable in it. Didn't see that. Also, top scripted TV shows, Home Improvement around this time, 30 years ago with the OJ time. Why are you going, you don't like it?
That's not a show I enjoy.
Really, at the time? Oh, I loved Home Improvement.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, not one that I'm catching on reruns.
Is it only because you don't like Tim Allen now, like what he's kind of done?
No. I mean, I don't like Tim Allen, but I also don't think he's funny even in 1994.
Oh, he was hilarious.
Not a fan.
What's wrong with you?
A lot.
Yeah, clearly. Well, I know you like Seinfeld. The top shows in the spring were Home Improvement, Seinfeld, Roseanne, and you won't know
Complicated Legacy.
Yeah, complicated. There was a show called Coach that had Craig T. Nelson in it. If you saw the Tom Cruise movie All the Right Moves, he was the coach in that movie. And he also was in Poltergeist. He was the dad in Poltergeist. That was like he said, you didn't see it. Case didn't see these movies.
It's like you're speaking Spanish right now. I have no idea what you're talking about.
He's one, you moved the headstones, didn't you? You didn't move the bodies, but you moved the headstones. That's a line that I wish you would understand.
Oh, man, I'm sure it'd be really funny if I did.
Yeah. Yahoo and Amazon were founded in 1994. Amazon.
Sometimes I wonder if that made the world a better place or a worse place, Amazon being founded.
It's still pretty amazing. You can order anything and it can come to your house like that day. Same day. But family business is all gone.
I know. It's bad for the environment when you do same day. I try to avoid it when I can.
I didn't even think of the environment part of it.
I know. You typically don't.
Listen, I recycle. I want to save the planet for Harper. But I like packages the same day, too.
I know. It's incredible what they can do.
The biggest sensation for kids was the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 30 years ago.
I like the Power Rangers.
Yeah, you like them?
Yeah.
Also, Major League Baseball was headed for a players' strike that would cancel the World Series in 94, 30 years ago.
It took away a title from the Montreal Expos.
And
Best team in baseball that year.
And the Chicago angle of that is, it took Sammy Sosa to bring it back. A couple years later, baseball ratings were terrible after that. For a couple years, Sammy Sosa comes in, Mark McGwire. That race brought baseball back. That's why there should be a 70-foot statue of Sammy Sosa outside of Wrigley Field instead of all those fancy buildings they built. And it should be in the Hall of Fame, too.
Of course.
That was 30 years ago. Oh, and OJ allegedly murdered some people. Yeah.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And so I finally found the good instrumental version of Fall Out Boy's We Didn't Start the Fire. And I want to highlight some of our listeners that did a good job. We discovered, we played the song at 6:20, and then we discovered that they didn't have OJ in there. I thought it was in my head there OJ was mentioned because they redid the Billy Joel song, which was from the 80s, and did stuff before that. So theirs does all stuff from the 90s, 2000s up until today. So I found the audio, and there's some of our listeners, and I can't give credit because the text line blew so fast. I'm sorry if this is yours. I'm not giving you full credit on it because we love you and thank you for doing this. But it's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Here's a couple of them right now. Here's one of them. Let's get to it. Okay. Murder trial for OJ. Jury deemed that he's okay. Family face full of tears. He'll be dead in 30 years. Holy cow. Bravo. I got to find the person that did that for the credit. Okay, we got another one here. I'll go back here. I think this one is from our double features professional songwriters. OJ Simpson, football, naked gun, he killed them all. Let me start over. I screwed that one up.
That's crazy. The way you ran into that.
I went too far. Here we go. OJ Simpson, football, naked gun, he killed them all. Tried to get his stuff back, now he kicked the bucket. Oh, you guys are great. These are our listeners for coming up because we weren't smart enough to do it ourselves. Here's another one.
Think of a rhyme that worked with OJ.
I know. We went through Slay. Here's one. Okay, here's another one from one of our listeners here. With OJ, so they say, if the glove does not fit, then you must acquit. That's it. There wasn't enough on there. We're going to work on that one a little more. Okay. There's one more I want to do here. Fall Out Boy, guys, are you listening? Did we do this? Okay, here we go. One more. 95 Bronco chase, mind-blowing court case. Judge Ito let him go. I can't take it anymore. Oh, love you guys so much. I'm sorry I'm not giving proper credit. I'll go back to the text line. We'll get this up there, and I'll produce these. And
that's fantastic. And Brian, credit to you.
Is that right?
That's not an easy song to do.
It isn't. It's a little difficult, but I got to. My life is complicated like OJ's. I have some other skills you may not be aware of.
Let me just say, Brian Haddad is going to leave behind a complicated legacy, much like OJ Simpson.
Oh, God. Well, listen, here we go. It's Gil Curtis before we get to sports.
This is not headline news. OJ Simpson died, as did any reason to ever talk to Kato Kalin again. In a related story, Fred Goldman's hand is now calloused and swollen from high-fiving every person he passed. Yes, OJ is dead. Prostate cancer got him. Well, prostate cancer and karma. OJ couldn't beat cancer, mostly because you can't kill cancer with knives. A statement from the golf course where OJ played said he had a wicked slice. Welcome to your new home, replied Satan. This is not headline news.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.